morning and welcome back to the STC YouTube channel for our next video. And today we're back at Claybury Park, and I'd like to introduce you to a dear friend of ours. Her name's Jan, and she actually appeared in a previous video but with somebody else taking her place. So today we have the real Jan with us today, and Jan's got something that she just wants to share with us this morning.
As Alison said in her previous message, she wanted to know why I appeared to be cutting back brambles. It's not something you see every day in a normal public park, and you don't see women of my age walking around with secateurs. However, so I explained at the time that what I was doing was cutting back the long stray shoots off the path so that people wouldn't get scratched as they walked past. And at this particular time it's even more important because we have to keep these paths as open as possible so that people have got enough room to pass by each other safely and keep this 2 metre distance. So that was the background to it, but there is a little bit more to it than that. I love this park. I live very close to it. I walk in it as often as I can. And I feel it's nice to give back a little bit of something to the maintenance of the park. So I do this on a voluntary basis. But it also gives me a chance to get out of the house, commune with nature, get back to my roots down there, and find a way of being closer to God. Because I do find being out here in the peace and the quiet, this beautiful weather, I find is a way of getting closer to God and what He is trying to tell me. So, how can this humble, average, probably a bit past their sell-by date pair of secateurs have a deeper and more significant meaning? And that comes when the time comes to start harvesting the fruit. Now, bramble, being nature's barbed wire, and we all know how prickly and thorny it is, it's notoriously difficult to get to. And when the fruits start to ripen, it's quite often we find when we want to pick them that the juiciest, luscious and sweetest ones are going to be right back there, well off the path where we can't reach them. I feel that what God is trying to say to me is that this is an analogy for the rocky, difficult, thorny path we sometimes have to walk to find the sweetest and best thing in our lives, which is getting closer to God Himself. If somebody comes along a few weeks before the fruits ripen and starts doing this and this and this, and gradually, as you can see, I'm cutting further and further into the bush. When somebody comes along and really wants to get to those really lovely sweet fruits, it's going to be much easier for them to do it from here than it would be from there. The other thing to remember about doing this in a metaphorical way is that as you're cutting into this thorny thicket to make it easier for maybe you to get to the fruit that you're after, you're also making it easier for the people who follow on behind, who may not have the right tools, may not know how to find the path. By being that pathfinder and that pioneer to that sweetest fruit, you're helping those people find their path to God as well. So, in conclusion, if you were faced with an elephant and somebody said to you, right, how are you going to eat this elephant? You would think about it and you'd probably say, well, I'll have to do it in very small pieces. The same thing applies here. Use your tools, use your secateurs. Every tiny snip that you make into this thorny thicket will bring you closer to your final goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. That's absolutely amazing what you just shared with us there. It's been a real joy to know you, get to know you, and for that message. It's fantastic. And I know that previously when you were telling me about that, you had a Bible verse in mind. So may I just read it now?
Please do.
Thank you. It's from Matthew 5 and it's verse 16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Absolutely amazing. And it makes me think about the time that we spent in Bible study at STC before lockdown. We'd gone weeks and weeks into Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1. And it reads, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the sake of the joy that was set before him endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne of God.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's fantastic. And you know what? We started learning that, or looking into that verse, and we got as far as the first word of that verse. The first word is therefore. And we thought, well, if you've got a therefore, then something comes before it, because it's saying, because of what's come before, this is what's happening, or this is what we can learn. So we looked at Hebrews chapter 11, and Hebrews 11, I don't know if you know it, Jan, but it's all about the people in the Bible that have gone before us of great faith, have done amazing things in God, and they've lived great faith out in their lives, and what we can learn from them. And it's just like you, snipping away at the brambles, making a way clear for others to get closer to God. This is what these people, this cloud of witnesses that it refers to here, have done for us. They have made a way clear. Good morning. They have made a way clear for us to get closer to God. So that's really fantastic. That's great that we can, through the faith of others, come closer to God. And you know, this is a great place, isn't it, to come close to God?
It's amazing that they do say you're never closer to a God than when you're in a garden.
Yeah, yeah.
So true. This is my back garden in effect.
And I think Holy Spirit has brought us together for such a time as this.
I hope so.
And that God is speaking through this situation, and we've it's not on camera, but we've just experienced a situation, haven't we, Jan, where God has spoken into a situation with someone.
Yes.
And hopefully we've sown seeds of faith into that person, and they will now go away and indeed come close to God.
I hope so. I hope so.